while high pressure will remain the dominant weather feature across the islands today. Weather across the capital, mostly sunny and warm, getting up to a high of 86 with a low of 72. A few clouds and mild conditions tonight. In your 5-day weather outlook for Tuesday, weather mostly sunny and warm, a high of 86, low of 72 on the Fahrenheit scale. Wednesday, mostly sunny, breezy and warm, high getting up to 84, low dipping down to 73. Outlook for Monday, Thursday, mostly sunny and warm, high 84, low of 72. And outlook for Good Friday, partly sunny, breezy and warm, high of 84, low of 73. Saturday, things get a little bit frisky. We're getting partly cloudy, breezy and warm with a few showers courtesy of a cold front that should skirt across the northwest Bahamas, high getting up to 82, low dipping down to 73 on the Fahrenheit scale. Around the region in the Caribbean, we expect temperatures in Barbados, 85 to 76 on the low. In Jamaica, 87, dipping down to 73. Trinidad, high of 87, low of 74. And our friends at the South Turks and Caicos, 82 and a low of 75. North America and Atlanta, expect a high of 67, low of 59. In Boston, 55 or 46. Miami, a high of 84, dipping down to 75. In Dallas, the hot spot 90 or 70 on the low. And Toronto, expect a high of 56 and a low of 39. That's your first look at weather. Back to the show.
Thank you, Ian. I mean, we love the Earth, we love the Bahamas, and there's those of us who spend their entire life figuring out what it is that makes the Bahamas so special when it comes to our wildlife, our flora, our fauna, and our environment. This morning we have Scott Johnson, an environmental scientist, a terrestrial biologist, a zoologist, I got so many titles for him, from Wild Bahamas, here to talk about our environment and to talk about some of the prehistoric fauna that lived on these islands way before you and I were here. Good morning, Scott, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks
welcome
for having
back.
me. Thank you.
Fresh out the bush, man. You know.
Man, always a wonderful time to be out in the bush, man. You know what?
You seem like you spend more time outdoors than indoors. Like how it should be.
Hey,
right? No complaints.
No complaints.
No complaints. You recently gave a talk at the Bahamas Historical Society. Tell us about that talk and what was the topic.
Yeah, first of all, the Bahamas Historical Society is someplace where I would recommend every Bahamian visiting at least once if you want to get a glimpse of what things were like in the past. There's a lot of artifacts and stuff there that would make your day so much brighter and make you learn a little bit more about our amazing Bahamas and what was happening back in the day. But unfortunately, a lot of times when we talk Bahamian history, we tend to focus more on the human side of things. So I decided that, hey, let me switch it up a little bit. Let's bring some animals into the picture. And so my talk was on the prehistoric fauna of the Bahamas. We looked at things that was happening during a period called the Pleistocene.
Pleistocene.
Yeah.
When is that?
So the Pleistocene was an epoch that that began about 2.6 million years ago and ended about 11.7 thousand years ago.
So in that period of time, the Bahamas existed?
So,
I thought we started in 1942 when Columbus loses his shoe. He tripped on the Bahamas.
Way before that.
Okay.
Way before that. But when we talk about the Bahamas and the history of the Bahamas, that's one aspect that we oftentimes overlook. But during the Pleistocene, that's what a lot of people would consider the Ice Age or the Ice Ages. You had a lot of sea level rise and sea level fall. There was a period where sea levels dropped 120 meters or like 400 plus feet lower than it is today. And there was a period when sea levels rose about 20 feet higher than it is today.
Wow.
And so if you ever visited caves and if you ever jump in a blue hole, those are all the results of what was happening in the Pleistocene, and those developed during the Pleistocene era.
So give me a picture of what the Bahamas looked like during one of these periods when sea levels were much lower.
Well, when sea levels were much lower, the Great Bahama Bank was almost the size of Hispaniola. Wow. So we once had one of the biggest islands, in the Caribbean. And so that was a large island with a lot of different wildlife, things that we don't have today. We had Cuban crocodiles. Wow. We had caracaras. We had a bird that was, it's like a giant hawk. Think of a golden eagle-sized bird with like a 6-foot wingspan.
That's big.
And then we also had a huge owl. Yeah.
Tell us about this huge owl.
So it's known as the Bahamian giant barn owl. Some people call it the chick-charney owl, but that was a huge owl, about 3 feet tall. So think of it as the size of like a 3-year-old child.
Wow.
It was a robust animal, 6-foot wingspan. It was nocturnal, and there's some reports that say that it couldn't fly. Yeah, it was more than capable of flying.
Yeah, you're an owl.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Yeah, so it was a giant. It was a giant of a bird, and it was feeding on a variety of animals, but namely hutillas. So, hutillas is think of it like a big rat. And it was very abundant in the Bahamas during the Pleistocene. Nowadays, you only can find it on like 3 islands, the East Planet Keys, and about 2 islands in the Exuma Keys right now.
So I've got this picture in my mind now. So Nassau was connected to, was it Eleuthera?
Eleuthera, Andros, Long Island, Cat Island, and Ragged Island. So it's all one big,
And
one
the Little
huge
Bahama
island.
Bank would have been Grand Bahama and Abaco.
Yeah, then you had the Keysile Bank, which was an island itself, and then you had all the little islands in the southern Bahamas, which were basically on their own banks.
Wow, that's just to think about that, in the time scale of the Bahamas being around that long, so to speak. We're not really taught, I guess when I was in high school or primary school, I don't know if we were taught this, but it just gives you an appreciation for where we are now. So you talked about some of the land features and the animals. How do we see evidence of that today? Where do we find evidence?
So you find evidence of that in the caves. The caves have a lot of fossil remains. Unfortunately, a good much of that has been removed because back in the day, people went in those caves to remove guano or bad droppings for fertilizer and stuff like that. And while they was digging that out, they were also digging out bones from animals from the past. And so they disappeared. But there was some that we were able to, or scientists were able to collect. And then there was also the blue holes.
Right.
The blue holes like Sawmill Sink and Abaco is famous for having a lot of animals that have been retrieved. Those Cuban crocodiles. We had tortoises. We had a whole bunch of things. It was very different, much different than how it is today.
So knowing the past and where we've come from, our prehistory and where we are now, speak to what do we see around us and what are some of those important, animals or fauna that we find currently in our environment?
Okay, so historically, reptiles were the dominant predators and the dominant plant eaters, herbivores in the Bahamas. We're seeing that today. The largest terrestrial predator in the Bahamas is the Bahamian boa at 8 feet and about 13 pounds. And then you have the rock iguanas, which can reach like 17 to 20 pounds and about 4.5 feet. Right. So reptiles were a major part of our fauna in the past, still a major part of our fauna today. And so conservation of those animals is extremely important for future generations.
Speak to that. Speak to how we can live along with animals. I know you love snakes.
I do.
It might be a favorite animal if I remember that from childhood.
That's right.
I think this boy in primary school was picking up everything, picking up all the lizard, the snake, the centipede, picking up everything.
Yep.
Just tell us a little bit about the role snakes play in the environment and why it's important to protect them.
Yeah, so the Bahamas is home to about 12 species of snakes. Most Bahamians don't realize that. Most of our snakes are indeed endemic to this archipelago. And snakes play one of the most important roles of predators because they help to maintain healthy populations of animals. So they also help to remove rats. Rats being an invasive animal that came to the Bahamas with European colonization, and they have since spread across the Bahamas. And so the snakes have been feeding on rats, thereby helping to remove species that can cause disease for humans, as well as other negative effects to the Bahamian environment.
So when you get that and you see that snake and you have that automatic reaction of people like, get it! And you're like, no, don't get it.
No, man, don't chop it.
You can just move it.
Exactly.
Most of these snakes are very docile.
Yep.
You can move them and relocate them. And
Yep.
we could talk about snakes all day. I want to congratulate you. You were featured in an article recently. I was sitting on an airplane. And flip open, I saw your face. Tell us about the magazine and the article that you wrote.
Up and Away magazine is that magazine that you will find in Bahamas Air and in jets for Bahamas Air. And so if you are interested in just, as you're flying and you just need something just to read, Up and Away magazine is a perfect magazine for you to go and look at and learn a little bit about Bahamian culture, learn about wildlife. And so yeah, I started writing articles for Up and Away magazine. Just give you that splash of wildlife because everything is so human centered. Let's talk about animals and stuff like that and see what amazing stuff that we have here.
Hey, I appreciate you and the work that you do. Been my personal friend all my life,
Yep.
but I admire you as a scientist and as a conservationist. And congratulations on that article. Y'all look
thank
out
you.
for that Up and Away, the Up and Away magazine. Look out for Wild Bahamas. Scott Johnson is here. He ain't bring no snakes today because everybody's gonna break off running. But next time, we'll bring it in.
Next time.
Thanks for joining us this morning, man.
No problem.
You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
So the push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Welcome back. UBFit has become one of the UB's staple community initiatives and fundraisers. And here to tell us about the upcoming fun, run, walk, and skate event are Kandice Eldon, Executive Director and Corporate and Foundation Relations Chair, as well as UBFit Co-Chair, as well as Deacon Dr. Dawn Deveaux, Medical Director at Oak Tree Medical Center and UBFit title sponsor, as well as Marcel Major, Four Seasons Race Management and UBFit Race Manager. That was a mouthful. Good morning to you all and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pleasure to be here.
So, Kandice, we've been doing this for about 6 years, the UBFit. Why is this such an integral part of both your activity and fundraising community?
Well, firstly, thank you for having us. UBFit started in 2017 with the concept of building community while focusing on the health initiative. We are the tertiary institution of the Bahamas, but the thought is we shouldn't just be centered in research or in education, but why not health and wellness? Because the health of a nation determines the success of the nation. And so UBFit was founded under those principles to raise money for our students, which is the top priority for me as the executive director, and then also to just bring awareness to the importance of living a healthy and fit lifestyle.
So over the years, you would have raised, just from your sponsors, about $275,000. What does that mean about the importance of the work of fundraising for UB?
People invest in people, not in buildings or in concepts. And so when Corporate Bahamas came together from 2017 now to 2023, they're investing in students, which is human capital, which is important for national development. We're up to $300,000, by the way.
Oh, wow.
We've raised $42,000 just this year for UBFit, and that's just Corporate Bahamas. So when Corporate Bahamas came on board, it was like, we believe in this. If we're not healthy as a community, if we don't work together to help support our youth, what are we doing? And so I'm extremely grateful to all of our corporate sponsors. Our good title sponsor here to my right has been with us from the beginning to say we support and believe in investing in young adults.
So Dr. Deveaux, 6 years is a long time, and I'm sure that's a lot of funding along the way. Why is this an initiative that was important to Oak Tree Medical?
I think as a medical center, for us, UB represents the tertiary institution here in the Bahamas. And so for us, like you stated earlier, it has to be more than research. And for us, same thing, we're more than a medical center, we're a community center. And so we just felt the need we need to partner with our premier tertiary institution because it's all about building communities. The health of a nation literally is the wealth of a nation. And it isn't just physical health, it's mental health, it's emotional, it's a lot of well-being, mind, body, and spirit. And so I just think we need to come together as a community because we are a relatively small nation. And I think just going back in general, we don't have a crime problem, we have a parenting problem.
Wow.
We don't have a crime problem, we have a community problem. And so it's essentially getting this community back to which I remembered it to be. And so it was once love, people cared for each other. And so what this represents is the community coming together for the greater good. And so this is one of the reasons why we felt the need to go on it.
That is incredibly powerful. Mr. Major, this is not your first rodeo with races. This is something that you're committed to. Given our health situation, which Dr. Deveaux kind of touched on, you know, we have a lot of persons in the Bahamas who struggle with obesity. We're not the best when it comes to diet, and there's so many comorbidities that go along with that. Why is it so important to have events like these and to get involved?
I think it's important because, as she said, as Dr. said, is the wealth of a nation. The health of a nation is the wealth of the nation. So it's very important for us to be mindful of our health, because the healthier we are, the better quality of life we live. And once we diet and exercise, it just makes for a better way of life.
Absolutely. Doc, so what if somebody says, you know, I'm not in shape, I can't come out to this, I'm not in good enough shape, I don't want anyone to see me running? What would you say to them?
I would say the journey of the 1,000 miles begins with one step. And so when they get it in their head first, and sometimes people have physical ailments that they can't do it, but there are still ways you can support UB. And so my thing is, if you can't run, let's crawl, let's skate, let's wheelchair. But it all starts within the mind. And so where the mind goes, the body will follow.
I am curious to know, and I guess anyone can tell me this, in terms of the division, so you have, like I said, walk, run, push, skate. Is this competitive? And then are you going to time the skaters separately from the runner?
Well, the race has a 4-part component to it. It's a 15K, which is actually 9.3 miles. There is a 10K, which is 6.2 miles. There's a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And then there's the fun run, push, walk, skate, whatever. But the competitive component is just basically from the 6K. So from the 10K, for the persons who are interested in being competitive and want to do their PR and everything, Four Seasons Race Management has the timing machine that we've just tested. And it seems to be working like a dream. And so we'll be able to give you that PR that you're looking for in the 10K and the 5K and the 15K.
Do we have prizes for the winners?
Yes.
Because you know, Bahamians, we're not coming if there's no tanks. We need the tanks.
We have things. When you cross the finish line, everyone gets a medal. Like Marcel said, our first, second, and third competitors in the timed race will get trophies. We have 12 corporate sponsors that are bringing things. We have the Myers Group, all the Myers Group companies, Kentucky, Dunkin' Donuts, Anthony's Grill. They're all coming. We have Caribbean Balling, our exclusive water provider. Tons of goodies. a great goodie bag, a great initiative. And you not only are supporting UB, but you're getting things as well with lovely dry fit shirts. We have it all at University of the Bahamas, and the money goes to our students.
So what are the details of the race? When is the race happening? How do you register?
The race is on the 22nd of April. It's at 6 a.m. It's starting at the UBFit property right opposite Scotiabank. The registration is on ubfit.com's website, or you can register at Chapter 1's bookstore. We also, the route is from UBFit proper, opposite Scotiabank. It goes north on Nassau Street. Once it reaches West Bay Street, it goes west on West Bay Street. The 5K, the Fun Run Push Walk, turns around at the Brownies section, the yellow building there by the Cannons on West Bay Street, and it goes back to UBFit. The 10K goes from UBFit, same route. It goes further to the Go Slow Band, just before Go Slow Band, returns back to UBFit. The 15K, which is 9.3 miles, it goes a little bit further just before the main roundabout at Bahamas Boulevard, and it returns back to UBFit.
Okay. And Ms. Eldon, how do people register for the race?
Sure. So you can register, like you said, at Chapter 1 bookstore or at ubfit.ub.edu.bs. You can form a team. We are trying to encourage group registration this year. We have one company that says, I'm bringing 50. Another said, I'm bringing 30. So I encourage corporate Bahamas to form your teams and come out. The race is April 22nd. Now, if you can't come to UB on the 22nd, you can do it virtually. When we had COVID in 2021, we had 400 participants do it across the Bahamas, Malaysia, New York, London. We had participation on our family island. So you could run, walk, bike, skate, push on any family island, submit your time, and we will send you your things. So we are all inclusive now. Because of COVID, we had to shift our initiative and the way we do things. But UBFit is for everyone. Bring your kids, bring your pets. Let's go and have some fun and raise some money for our students.
Right.
I love it. What I am hearing is that you need to be out there, and there is no excuse.
No, and Wendy's performing. And we have vendors. It's going to be a really great morning in Race Village. And I want to say a very special thank you to Dr. Deveaux and Mrs. Deveaux for their support. Doctors Hospital is up next as our title sponsor, and we are just tremendously grateful for the partnerships that we've built along the way for our students.
I love it. Well, thank you all for being here. Congratulations on what I know will be an incredible event, and maybe I'll even convince myself to get up early. Yes! And be out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are here at the Mid Show. Thank you for sticking with us. It's another marvelous Monday, and I am Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner.
And we're so happy that you joined us this morning. It's the start of a new month. It's April 3rd, right? The first Monday of the month. Hope you're feeling motivated on this Monday, especially after seeing that UBFit segment, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like, I mean, if you missed the first 3 months of the year for your New Year's resolution, that's okay, because now this is the second quarter.
Q2.
We just started a new quarter of the year. It's always a great time to start getting on your goals. I was supposed to ask, though, did you do anything exciting for April Fool's Day? Did you play any tricks on anyone?
Oh, actually, no. I actually was hoping a year ago that my twins weren't born on April Fool's Day, because I was like, oh, man, I was going to set them up for life for just...
teasing?
Yeah, exactly. But no, didn't do anything. My kids, they're always just mischievous anyway. Every day is April Fool's Day. Anything for you?
No, I actually thought about it, and I was like, it's too late. I was going to try things, and then I let it go.
I don't know. Prankers, I don't think pranks do well in the Bahamas. People
right?
They might get hit in the face.
We are
right?
not very good with sarcasm or elaborate forms of sarcasm.
And we got a great second half coming up. Thank you for joining us. We've got the Carifta swim team here, and they're going to be heading off to Curacao this weekend, and so we're going to wish them luck, and I want you to tune in so we can find out how to celebrate them and follow them on their journey.
And Thomas Sands is here to tell us more about the Eleuthera business outlook, and you know, I am always down to talk about Eleuthera. But before all that, we'll have a second look at weather with Ian McKenzie, who's filling in for Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, guys, and good morning. And yes,
Good morning again. Here's your second look at weather for today. In your marine forecast, winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots with seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean in the northwest and central islands, and easterly at 15 knots with seas running 3 to 5 feet over the ocean in the southeast Bahamas. Outlook for Tuesday, winds will be east to southeast again, 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean in the northwest and central islands. Winds picking up in the southeast Bahamas will be easterly at 15 to 20 knots with seas running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Outlook for Wednesday, winds will be easterly at 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 7 feet across all the areas. Tide will be low today at 1:13 p.m., high at 7:14 p.m. in the capital, low again at 1:26 a.m. tomorrow morning. The sun will set this evening at 7:26 p.m. and rise tomorrow morning at 6:59 a.m. The UV index is a high one at 9 with a water temperature a comfortable 77 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale, and the moon phase is still in the first quarter, headed up. And that's a wrap on the forecast for today. Have a great and safe Holy Week. Back to the show.
The Bahamas Carifta swim team is here, and this weekend they are looking to secure a 5th title and the 7th in the last 8 meets. Well, y'all got to tell me about that. Here to tell us more, we have the coach, Camron Bruney, and we've got Marvin Johnson, Jack Barr, Keianna Moss, Rhanishka Gibbs, Saleste Gibson, Zoe Williamson, and the parents who are off in the wings. Good morning, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
We've got the whole crew here. This feels like, we're about to have practice today. Coach, you've got your team here. We've talked before. Remind us, what are the strengths of your team?
I think we have strengths in all categories. We have some people who are going to score a lot of points in each category, and I think that we built some good team camaraderie over this past month. So I think we look good.
Going in, everybody looking tall, you're looking strong. You're looking like a choir right now. You're looking like y'all getting ready to sing off. Tell me, what is your name and what race or races are you participating in this weekend?
So actually no races. My name is So my name is Traven Cargill, and I'm actually one of the chaperones for the team.
Chaperone.
Yes.
Okay, welcome. You look like a swimmer, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so tell me, what is let's start here. Tell me your name and your race.
Zoe Williamson, and my 6 races are 50 fly, 100 fly, 200 fly, 50 free, 200 free, 200 free.
Wow, that's a heavy load. Let's go. Hot potato. Name and race.
Hi, my name is Rhanishka Gibbs. I'm swimming 50 free, 100 free, 50 fly, 100 fly, 50 brass, 100 brass, 200 brass.
Wow, y'all are good.
Hi, my name is Saleste Gibson, and I'm swimming 9 events, 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, 400 free, 50 fly, 100 fly, 200 fly, 2 IM, and 50 back.
Wonderful, man. Y'all are stacked. I can't even swim half of 50.
My name's Jack Barr, and I'm swimming the 1500, 800, and 400 freestyle, 400 medley, 200 freestyle, 50 back, and 50 breast.
Sounds like some long races in there, right? Next.
My name is Marvin Johnson. I'm swimming the 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, 50 fly, 100 fly, 50 back, 100 back, 200 back.
Everything, right? Just tick all the boxes.
Hi, my name is Keianna Moss. I'm swimming 50 back, 100 back, 50, 100, 200 fly, 2 IM, and 50 free.
So tell me, while you have the mic, what are some of the challenges you may have faced while you were training for Carifta?
Well, because I'm a college athlete, the biggest challenge was for me was training yards and then coming to long course meters. And then because my collegiate season is over, having to train by myself, that was the biggest challenge for me.
Put your hand, same question. Pass it to your left.
Well, I'm in the same situation. I go to boarding school in Tennessee. So the biggest thing for me was training by myself after the high school season was basically over. And just getting that same amount of work in to be able to come down here and represent the Bahamas.
Great job. It takes a lot of motivation to do that.
My biggest challenge was probably with recovery because a few weeks ago I had sprained my groin and it took me a few weeks to recover from it, but I eventually did and now everything's all right.
Hey, it's good you're young, man, because at my age, you get your groin injury, that's it. You're finished. Let's go.
My biggest challenge was probably not swimming with my actual club and getting to know the other swimmers, and swimming with them was a little bit hard because I'm not used to it.
Team camaraderie is important.
So my biggest challenge probably would be trying to keep up with school and training at the same time because I am in my last year of high school. So it's been a lot trying to get schoolwork done, then going to practice and being really tired. But at the end of the day, it pays off. So
good job. Great mentality.
My biggest challenge is probably similar to Jack's. I actually broke my finger in January, so I had to recover from that. And then I wasn't making any PRs, so I was just praying that I would make the team, actually. Yeah.
And here we are. Give thanks, right?
Yes, I thank God.
Yeah, exactly. All of you have had to overcome challenges, and you're here. And, I know there's a lot more persons involved behind the scene. Coach, tell us, what are you looking forward to most this weekend with your team?
I'm looking forward to seeing them compete on the relays and seeing really the first timers, like somebody like Zoe. She didn't swim last year. She was in Barbados with us, so she's gonna be in Curacao, and watching them swim for the first time in situations like that gonna be really fun. And even watching somebody like a veteran like Marvin, who's been in the ranks from 11, 12,
Yeah, man.
And to watch him compete with some good fast boys over there. So it's going to be nice.
So excited for y'all. So I know soccer, but what is it like when you land in Curacao competition-wise? What's your schedule? How long is the event? And what's it really like once you hit the ground?
So we're going to reach pretty late in the evening. I think probably around, 9 o'clock. Probably get settled into the hotel pretty late, and I would like them to go to bed as soon as they can. And then get up the next day, go to the pool, see how the pool is looking, get some rest, and then we compete the day after that.
I know, and that's where the chaperone comes in, right?
Indeed.
Making sure everybody is asleep. Now, I know when I traveled, the chaperone, I gave them a time, right? What's the swimmer's diet? What do you eat in a weekend like this? What gives you your energy? What's your fuel?
It's good to eat a lot of protein and have fibers and stuff so that you can gain energy, like granola bars to snack on in between races, drink Gatorade for electrolytes, and just a lot of chicken and fish and vegetables are good to eat.
You're making me hungry now. Back to my chaperone. You know, tell us what's your role and what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, as we kind of spoke about there, of course, making sure the swimmers are up on time. You know, I'm trying to develop my junk canoe beat for the doors. Also making sure that they're eating properly as best as they can, in addition to the coaches, and making sure everything runs as smoothly as possible, where everyone's on the bus, everyone's up on time, everyone's at the meet, and everyone is safe as well.
What about team spirit? How do you keep the team focused and everybody kind of gelling throughout the competition?
Well, definitely, of course, trying to maintain respect as much as possible, but also trying to maintain energy. Our team captains, actually all in white shirt, okay, they are definitely good at keeping the team spirit as well, but I'm going to try and support them with as much energy as possible.
Awesome. Coach, now I got this question. I know what Don says. Who's the team to beat this weekend?
Bahamas?
Oh, I just wanted to hear it. I guess let's go again. You have the mic. Do you have a personal goal that you are looking to achieve during this meet?
Well, my one personal goal is also actually my favorite race, to come first in the 100 fly and swim in 102.
Speak it. Pass it on. Let's speak it out there. What's your goal for this meet?
So my personal goals for this meet are just to PR in all of my events and bring home a lot of gold medals for the Bahamas.
Amen. Goal or nothing, right? Go ahead.
I hope to improve most of my times and hopefully win some gold medals.
Go for it.
My goal is just to hopefully PB in the mile and the 800.
Good.
I just want to hold that trophy again. I love holding at the end of the meet, and when we win, it's a great feeling. So just to do that again for the Bahamas would be great.
Yes.
My goals would be to probably win the 2 IM again and win the 2 fly.
And I'm so inspired. I have 4 children, 8, 6, and my twins were just 1 yesterday, right? So they can't join the team yet. But how do you start off? How do you become a swimmer? Is it that your parents just drop you off at the beach in the summer? And how do you develop and become? I'll ask the coach, and then any one of you can answer.
It's just about going inside water and learning with somebody who knows how to teach swimming. That could be in a group setting, that could be in a private setting, but obviously you'd have to start with getting in the water and having a good teacher.
You know, we live on an island, but you'd be surprised there's not very many people who can swim. Or there are a lot of people afraid of the water. Tell us, we're going to go again. Hot potato, how did you get into swimming?
I got into swimming at a summer camp, and then I used to do a lot of other sports, but then at the end, they conflicted with each other in the practice times, and I just chose swimming. I had a passion for it, and I love to do it.
There you go.
Same thing there. I was really athletic when I was younger, but I started off swimming with my dad, just throwing toys to the bottom of the pool and me going to get it. So I guess they saw I had the natural niche for it and just kept me with it.
Perfect.
I started swimming because, in all honesty, I just got tired of playing tennis and I wanted to try a different sport.
Very honest. I love that.
My brother and sister used to swim, and they still do swim. And when I was about 2, I used to go to the pool with them, and that's what got me started. So I started swimming when I was 3, and my sister was a swimmer as well, along with my cousins. So I would always see them, go to practice with them and stuff. So I just joined swimming.
Wonderful. And you?
I started swimming because when I was younger, my parents took me to the beach. I would run in the water without any fear. So they would have to run after me. And at 4, they just put me in swimming. And then that's how I learned how to swim. I actually really do love the sport.
I love it. I love it. No fear. That's the charge for the weekend. Coaching team, I'm so honored to have you here with us. Dead early. I know there's no pool around, but when y'all get back, we can have that little race, right? Yeah. And I'm wishing you all luck. Do your best. Go for those goals. You will achieve them. And goal or nothing, right?
Goal or nothing.
Goal or nothing. Thanks for joining us at Mamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
It's been an honor. You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize implications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Welcome back. TCL will address its 2023 theme, Forward, Upward, Onward Together, at the Eleuthera Business Outlook coming up on Thursday, April 20th. And here to talk with us about it is Thomas Sands, the president of the Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Mr. Sands, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
So if there's one place in the Bahamas that I truly love, it is Eleuthera. So it's my pleasure to chat with you a little bit. But my first question is, how is business in Eleuthera?
So I would say that, the economy and business in Eleuthera is evolving in a very positive direction. I think that we are seeing a level of growth commence that we have not seen in a very, very long time in the economies of Eleuthera and spread throughout the length of Eleuthera. With that, of course, it creates and identifies some of our deficiencies, some of our challenges, and some of our inadequacies as the market grows. But again, they all present new and innovative opportunities.
So when you think of the theme for the upcoming event, Forward, Upward, Onward Together, how does that relate to the progress that you've been experiencing?
Again, I think that, I've been back home in Eleuthera for now 28 going on 30 years. And it's refreshing to see an economy that is growing and that it looks like it is going to grow into the future. I think for most people who move to a family islands, generally, or move back to a family islands, generally, they're trying to find their place at home. They're trying to find sustainable growth in their own economy so that they can build and grow, take advantage of opportunities. at this point, I think Eleuthera has reached that threshold. And the theme forward, upward, onward, together has always been kind of the goal of the Bahamas, building the development and growth of opportunities across the board for us as Bahamians, but in an environment that we enjoy living, as we also embrace foreign direct investment, others who move here. I believe that the potential is here for Eleuthera. I believe that we must, as we evaluate these opportunities, we must prepare to make sure that we also are empowering Bahamians so that they are able to take advantage of these opportunities. Of course, COVID would have created many challenges for many people and devastated many businesses. And so the resources that would have been available prior to COVID are not available today. So there must be an energy, a desire, a plan to make sure that we are broadening the opportunity to take advantage of these opportunities that are taking place.
I was curious to wonder, how the COVID-19 pandemic affected Eleuthera in particular. And you mentioned, that there were certain businesses that were devastated. Did those persons go to other islands during that time, or did they just find other work? And are you finding that people are coming back now that things have changed?
I think that, it's funny, COVID is devastating as it was. I think many people concluded they preferred living in a family island or a place like Eleuthera versus living anywhere else. The sense of community, I think, was even greater than ever before. And I think we're seeing that not only in domestic tourists or domestic moves, migration, but I think you're seeing that also with the foreign community, where Eleuthera kind of came into its own as, in the minds of many, as a safe haven. Mm-hmm. So I think realistically, most people tried to stick it out and stay, utilizing whatever creative means they had to get through that period. And I think it is reinforced that the family islands of the Bahamas, inclusive of Eleuthera, are unique environments. Once we have enough economic critical mass, enough critical economic activity, mm-hmm. It is a place that many people want to stay, want to live. I think the challenges that we are seeing over the last 12 months is with the migration and with the investment, there's limited to no accommodation. And in terms of places for people to stay who would have wanted to move back home, or even people who want to move to work. Mm-hmm. So we are running into some major challenges as Eleuthera, and I think the family islands become even more desirable across the board.
Absolutely. Now, you talked about development, different things that were happening. What are some of the things that you're seeing that you are most excited about in specifics?
So in terms of, and as I said, I've been back home, close to 30 years. And again, a lot of what I do as an appraiser, as a real estate broker, involves the analysis of what is taking place in terms of investment in real estate and the economy. I would say that this is the strongest period of investment that I have seen in terms of the length and breadth of Eleuthera, and it is being driven by projects like the Disney Lighthouse project, which in totality, we are told is somewhere between $400 to $500 million worth of capital investment. And they're talking about operations beginning, physical operations, completion of construction by summer of next year. The Cape Eleuthera Resort, which is an operational resort, has been in a process of expansion over the last 12 to 18 months. We're seeing coming out of the gate the Cotton Bay Holdings Ritz-Carlton Reserve project, which is going to be, again, a phenomenal addition to the Eleuthera product. Based on the newspaper reports, my understanding is that that investment, that capital investment, is close to $200 million worth of capital investment. We're hearing that Jacks Bay Development is going to start another phase of investment there, and there's some other projects. So in totality, over the next 3 to 5 years, there is significant hundreds of millions of dollars worth of capital investments going in to Eleuthera, a lot of it based in South and Central Eleuthera, which is significant in driving stability in terms of work for direct employment. But also the Eleuthera Chamber is making sure that we stay engaged as best as we can with these developers and organizations to try to make sure that we're part of the discussion of creating economic opportunities for entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, and I know that you are going to be speaking at the Business Outlook. So in closing, just give everyone an idea of what they can look forward to in your presentation.
So my presentation will be short, but I was given the opportunity in February to travel to India on business as a result of being a director on the Campbell Shipping Board. And it opened my mind and reinforced a couple of points that, really it is a global world. It is a global environment, and that we are interconnected. We are interconnected in terms of the capital investment. You look at the level of capital investment I just spoke about that is being placed into our environment, and it's being invested here for a particular reason. There is a unique selling offer that Eleuthera offers that we must all be aware of. We must all be cognizant of to make sure that we maximize the success and the economic impact to ourselves. And so there is global investment taking place in our community. There's global expectation in terms of the service delivery. And so speaking to globalization, I hope to relate that to the means and the reality, the formula that this global investment is taking place at home, and we must excel, we must perform at what is a global standard, as well as we must embrace the knowledge, the expertise, the resources from overseas as we build a destination into the future.
Absolutely, that's wonderful, and I'm so glad to hear that the folks who are coming to the Eleuthera Business Outlook have so much to look forward to. Thank you for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
You can register for the Eleuthera Business Outlook at tclevents.com. We'll be right back.
So the push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Welcome back. It's been a great day on Bahamas at Sunrise. We had some really exciting conversations. I saw you had a very large group for that Carifta segment.
Yeah, the swimming choir, right?
Right.
I had to ask before, I was like, do you know the game hot potato? And they said, yes, all right, we're going to be playing hot potato this morning. But that's a great bunch. You can see they're well trained. They move as a unit. They got nice energy. I like them. You know, and I still got the energy from yesterday with the babies and a first birthday party. So, happy birthday again to Onyx and Luna. Life is just beginning. The world awaits you. They can't wait for you to become who you're going to become. And Daddy will always be here for you, no matter what. Even if I ain't here, I'm still here.
I can't get over how sentimental today got. That's wonderful. Absolutely beautiful.
So, this is Easter week coming up, so it's a short week. We're going to see you all on Friday. Make sure you get your hot cross bun bake and your fried fish fry up. Make sure you drop off the basket here at the studio because we like fried fish and hot cross bun as well, right?
Absolutely. I think we should have a hot cross bun tasting challenge.
We should have a hot cross bun tasting challenge. If you think you got the best hot cross bun, come drop it off at the studio. We can eat it and we can let you know who wins. Boom. Challenge. See y'all on Friday. Have a great weekend.